It's home to the Alamo in the Spurs. San Antonio, Texas, as we bring you an interconference rivalry here at the AT&T Center. The Hawks here looking to pick up one on the road before returning to Atlanta. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. On the court for Atlanta, Dennis Schroeder is out there with Kyle Korver. And it's Hayward, then it's Brook Lopez. And it's Millsap in the power forward position. Now here's Parker. 6 on the shot clock. Knocked loose. It's stolen by Korver. Here's Hayward. Putting on a show for these people.
I cannot believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game. Are you kidding me?
I'll tell you what, Mama always said, if you got it, flaunt it.
Let it fly. Let it fly.
Mama said that, huh? Korver, good.
That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
Well, you know, he loves the chance to get out and run, and we could see right there why he does.
Down low. Lopez with the steal. And Millsap, here we go. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And he isn't the biggest body at 6'8", Clark, but Paul Millsap, very effective.
And part of his being underrated and underestimated, I think, is due to that size. But folks are finally starting to come around. That kind of production he's put up will make that happen.
Now here's Parker. Outside Aldridge. Right side Leonard. And stolen by Hayward. Inside. And that one's good. Millsap. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Hawks.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunities. They're really keeping it up tempo so far.
And there are more points tacked on here to the early lead.
And it's a nice lead as well. I mean, it's no mystery how they've done it. They're attacking the basket.
Now here's Parker. Just 5 on the clock. Outside Aldridge. Leonard, that's for 2. They can't stop the run with that one. Last game for the Spurs. They want to turn it around after the loss to the Pacers in Indiana. And that one's good.
It's taken them no time to build this lead up. Great first quarter offensively.
But no time to relax here. They've got to keep the pressure on with the defense, and I think they've got to try to put this one away early.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. And you know, Gordon Hayward was involved in one of the more fascinating NBA draft stories. It started after his father confirmed that Gordon would submit his name to the draft but would not immediately hire an agent.
Yeah, reportedly, Dad created a highly detailed 2-page questionnaire that he gave prospective agents, which is not something that's typical.
Green kicks to Aldridge. Pass to Parker. Once again off the mark by San Antonio.
3 misses to start the game, still trying to break the seal on that hoop.
Korver, no luck.
And on the topic of Hayward hiring an agent, it was reported that the questionnaire was just the beginning and that prospective agents also went through quite a grilling. In addition to that, you talk about a thorough process. And that's playing into the hands of the defense right there.
No way you can sneak that shot by him, Greg. I mean, he was all on top of that one.
Schroeder kicks to Korver. Here's the 3. Score the basket. His 4th. He's only missed 1 of his 5 shots tonight.
You know, back to Hayward, obviously his first NBA contract was subject to the rookie wage scale, but his second contract, 4-year max deal. So whatever the Haywards have done as far as agent vetting, it's paid off.
Right side Corver. Over Duncan. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Millsap.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Parker kicks to Duncan. Parker with it. Looking for his first basket still in this one. From 12 feet out. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good.
I like the recognition of the mismatch there, immediately making the defense pay.
Schroeder passes to Lopez. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
And a huge lead here early to start.
Well, you know, right from the tip, there's not anything they haven't done well so far.
And the Hawks making a change here. Mike Scott's checked in for Millsap. Ken Bazemore comes in for Gordon Hayward. Tim Hardaway Jr.'s checked in for Kyle Korver. And it's Teagan for Dennis Schroeder. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2.
Shooting for San Antonio.
And so last season for Tony Parker, somewhat of a shift. I mean, he was solid, but injuries cost him a few games. He also had his lowest assist and points per game totals since his rookie year. But he fought through like the champion that he is.
Hardaway kicks it to Bazemore. That drops, and it comes off the assist from Hardaway. Bazemore's got himself on the board with 3 there. Out of bounds, Atlanta will take possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
San Antonio making a switch here. Hill's checked in. And it's the Hawks' ball. They're on a 20-6 run. Hardaway for 3. And he gets it to go.
Those are starting to add up. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 of them have been 3-pointers.
And clearly it's about how poorly the defense has played. They've got to close out faster.
To the paint. Now here is Hill. San Antonio again missing.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
And a trend they'd love to continue right through the next 3 quarters as well, Greg.
Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
There's the dish to Hardaway. And Kyle Anderson gets the whistle that time.
Kyle Anderson. That's his first personal foul.
Teague inside the line.
And despite that miss, a strong start for them offensively.
Yeah, they're scoring with confidence, Greg, making them count in the early going here.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
And it goes out of bounds. That one off Randolph.
Atlanta ball.
Last outing for San Antonio, it was a loss to Indiana. Teague kicks it to Bazemore. And that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague. Bazemore's got 8 points.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Yeah, you've got to turn up the dial on the intensity at the defensive end if you're them. I mean, it's still early, but I agree with you.
Just 5 to shoot. And he gets it to go. Hill's got his second basket of the night.
And it's just hard to imagine the Spurs without Coach Popovich on the sidelines. He's the longest tenured coach in the NBA and has done so much for this team. Easily one of the best coaches in the history of our league.
Well, what appeared to be an easy 2 points just never materialized.
Hardaway dishes to Lopez. Teague the pass to Scott. And once again off the mark by Atlanta. And Greg, you know, for Popovich being with the Spurs for so long, since 1996, Clark, he is actually the longest tenured coach in all of sports right now.
Amazing, Kevin, and he's done it through winning. I mean, the third fastest coach ever to get to 1,000 wins. You compare his numbers with any coach in any sport, and they stack up as Hall of Fame caliber.
Now here's Ginobili. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. It's deflected. The first quarter concludes in a double-digit lead on the scoreboard. Hawks lead.
And now, your Spurs Dance Team.
We welcome you back to Noche Latina. Becoming an annual tradition is always here on 2K Sports and always exciting. And guys, we've seen the Hawks really take control here.
I just think that from an intensity standpoint, their defense has really been the key. It's been the catalyst as they've been able to disrupt their opponent's offense.
Absolutely. I mean, they've been much more intense defensively. And their defense not only has been intense, but it's been swarming and saran wrap-like.
Anderson is out there with Zach Randolph. Then there's Martin. Then there's Hill. So that's who San Antonio starts the second with.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those lanes to the hoop.
Randolph with the ball, and it's Horford picking him up. Lets the three fly. Atlanta with the rebound. They led the game at 1 point by 20. They'll be playing host to Toronto for the next one. That game is the first and last of their homestand. And in an era where so many guys take the money and run, Gordon Hayward did the best he could to live up to his new contract. Clark, last year, a 4-year max deal signed heading into last season.
Yeah, and the way max contracts work nowadays, even the upper mid-tier guys are getting them. A trend that will probably continue, at least in the near future. I don't like it, though. There are only a small number of guys that are really max contract players in the NBA.
Outside for Randolph. Ice ball movement by San Antonio. Pass to Hayward. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
And very little fight put up by the defense as he made his way to the bucket for the jam.
They did seem to take the cautious approach, Greg, when it came to defending that one. You're right.
And, guys, it's not the time for caution now. I mean, they've got to be aggressive and take some risk to see if they can cut that lead down.
And when you get back to Hayward, last year his points per game were way up. But really impressive, his shooting percentages. But really impressive, his shooting percentages were way, way up. That's a big step forward, I believe, in his development.
There's the pick. San Antonio again missing. Schroeder kicks to Millsap. Stolen by Randolph. Feeds it to Hill. Pulls up on the elbow. Gordon Hayward comes up with the rebound.
You know, on the topic of whether Hayward is a true max